We know that with the increasing impacts of climate change and the increase in extreme weather events that we're seeing and the increase in severity, that doing everything we can to reduce the harmful impacts of climate change across the next 7 years particularly are going to be so important to us to prevent water shortages, energy shortages, to ensure that we have sustainable agriculture, affordable housing. Everything is interlinked in terms of the societal systems that we live within. Moving the grid to predominantly renewable energy is going to deliver much better environmental and social outcomes for our communities. We know that the Australian Energy Market Operator is forecasting about 85% renewables on the grid in 3 to 4 years. So we know that the grid can already handle an increased load of renewables. In moving to a 100% renewable energy future for the electricity grid and having a two-sided market where there is more renewable exported into the market from households and businesses and more energy generated through renewables is really important alongside ensuring that there is grid security and reliability of energy supply. But this is all possible within the infrastructure and within the existing renewable energy solutions that are around today. In South Australia on the 11th of October, we saw solar energy generation run the entire state for a full day, which is the largest of its kind occurring anywhere in the world. Any of the excess renewables that was generated through wind and other renewables was stored in batteries and then used in the subsequent days. Enova is developing a community energy battery. It's a 2 megawatt hour battery, about the size of a shipping container, is in partnership with the University of Newcastle as our knowledge sharing partner, and also Enova, who have developed a peer-to-peer energy trading platform. And we'll be bringing on 500 customers. So it's another way of accessing renewable energy for people that can't afford or are locked out of renewables.
So what's happening in this framework is we have a battery, we have 500 participants, and out of those 500 participants, 250 of them will have rooftop solar, and then 250 of them will just be what we call consumers, so they don't have rooftop solar and they'll be using the electricity that is available from those who do have rooftop solar. And what will happen with them is they will be connected by a peer-to-peer platform that is developed by our partners in Enova. They can buy and sell electricity to one another. And what happens there is that we use more of the renewables that are being generated. And the great thing about that is the battery is actually a part of that trading framework. And those people who have rooftop solar and have excess electricity that they want to sell or store, should I say, they can store it in the battery and use it at a later time when they do actually need it. So it works for everybody in that framework. There are some requirements to joining a peer-to-peer trading group. And once you meet those requirements, we would onboard you onto this software platform, and then you become a trader within the platform. And so once that's done, you can just buy and sell amongst one another. So everybody will see a web application where they can input the value that they'd like to sell their electricity to somebody else, and you can set that and forget it, so you don't have to go back to it every half hour or every month. You can actually leave it so that it trades within the platform, or you can really get involved and change it every half hour if you like to. It depends on how passionate you are about the, how your electricity is being used.
Our community energy battery is part funded by the New South Wales Government's Community Regional Energy Fund to the tune of $998,000. What this funding will do is help us deliver this project in Kurri Kurri, Newcastle. As a small retailer, this community energy battery is really important to Enova. We have 60% of our customer base with rooftop solar. That means around 50% of our energy is already being generated through rooftop solar from our own customers' rooftops. The other 50% we purchase from the energy grid. The price of energy currently is around $50 per megawatt hour, but it can spike up to $14,500 per megawatt hour. For Enova, with the amount of rooftop solar that we have in our portfolio, having somewhere to store that energy that's generated during the day into this large-scale battery is really important for Enova, so that we can sell it back into the market at night time and times when the price of energy is higher than during the day. We can then pass those savings back to our customers. Enova is actually moving into more storage beyond the 2 megawatt hour battery and into generation as well, and we're looking at enabling community investment into solar farms and other grid scale renewable energy development, so that there'll be some part of that that is community owned and the rest privately held.